In this episode, we're at the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford to take a closer look at a raucous and wildly popular ancient Egyptian god.
I want to introduce you to my favourite ancient Egyptian god, this character called Bes. He's extremely ugly, he's a dwarf, he's always generally bandy-legged, although in this small bronze example his legs have been chopped off. And he was phenomenally popular in the ancient world. He meant many different things. He was quite often a protective god for women in childbirth, and he's often associated with all of the most exciting, pleasurable things in life, things like sex and merriment and music, and crucially for us, drinking. Bes was the ancient Egyptian god of boozing, essentially, and this small bronze figurine of Bes shows you lots of the classic hallmarks of the god. You can see that he often has a pot belly, he has this prominent beard, he's got a very bestial, quite ugly face. Frequently he's naked, he'd often have this lolling lewd tongue. And one of the things I find fascinating about him is that he was so popular within the ancient world. He was really a god on the side of humans, people, ordinary people. He became appropriated by the Roman world after the fall of ancient Egypt. And that's what we find with this terracotta version of Bes, because he looks like Bes in every way, the beard, the dwarf stature, the bandy legs, the lolling tongue, but he is dressed in the costume of a Roman centurion. You can see his armour, his shield, he's wielding a sword. And so that dates it, probably, to after the fall of Egypt, when ancient Egypt became a province of the Roman Republic. And it's quite tempting to see him, we don't know for sure, but as perhaps some kind of garrison mascot. You can imagine after all of the soldiers have done their drills, there's a Roman in Egypt, they're actually relaxing in one of the tents and keeping eye over them as they drink and unwind is this figure here, the Roman centurion version of Bes. What I particularly love about art about alcohol is that it feels so unofficial and impolite. It's unruly, and it's also very sympathetic towards quite basic human appetites and urges. At the same time, it can feel noble as well as base because it's soaked in this sort of woozy, revealing rapture. So even the most cursory glance back through art history confirms that drinking has been one of the driving forces of culture for millennia.